It's much tougher than you think it's going to be. So
communication is everything.
Yeah.
He didn't listen to anything you said.
Well, you used your initiative, which we told you you should do anyway.
So that worked.
I think we used our cavalry to good advantage, although not quite in the way we had planned, but it worked.
It worked.
Aidan, how do you think it went?
I think it went very well. We won.
Well, yeah, but you had moments of concern. You didn't quite know what was going on.
Well, I didn't, yes. I felt that we could have been communicated with a touch better.
A good lieutenant always uses their initiative as well, you see.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And you did. We told you to.
I saved one elephant. He ran away as well.
Would you like to know what our experts thought of how you did?
Absolutely.
Not very well, I don't think.
We're going to tell you anyway. Here they come, Mike and Eric.
Did fantastic. Very good. It really was good. Really was,
Terrific victory. What do you think, boys?
Yeah, really. I mean, right from the start, everything from your information gathering, your assessment of the terrain, your battle plan. I mean, you identified all the key things. You identified Hannibal has got lots of different types of troops. We need to use these different things differently.
And they related it to the terrain as well. You
Absolutely.
identified that big, wide open space. You saw that you wanted to use cavalry in a certain way in that space. You sorted your battle space out very well, and you related it to the way you were going to shape the battle space with your own troops.
Whose idea was the ambush?
It was Aidan's, wasn't it?
It was. I think it was Aidan. You said the word ambush first, didn't you?
Yeah,
Spot on.
But when you look at the terrain, they said that in the clues, didn't they? That they weren't expecting to be ambushed.
They were absolutely not.
But you picked up on the clue. That was the point of laying a clue.
You sprung the ambush a little bit early.
Yeah,
but
which is a shame.
What was the tactical effect of that? You drew off the Roman cavalry on their left flank. You got them fighting before they wanted to fight. You left the Roman left flank, the allies on the Roman left flank, twisting in the breeze. And the best thing you did was you kept your combat power concentrated. You resisted the temptation to go herring all over the field. And at the critical moment of the battle, I heard somebody shout. Who is it who shouted, "Attack them now with everything you've got"? Well, there you go, Simon. Simon says, "Attack them with everything." Well, what did you have? You had lots and lots of combat power concentrated and ready to use at the critical moment. You had a tactical reserve. I was very glad to see that. And I was very glad to see aggression all around, because you could not afford to let this opportunity pass by to kill Romans. And you'd said that you are a tactical chess player. You are an aggressive chess player. You are a kamikaze chess player. Take everything you've got and go in and use it. That's exactly what was required, and that's exactly what all of you did. And you did it without a lot of nonsense. I didn't hear lieutenants whinging. I didn't hear lieutenants arguing the call. I saw lieutenants getting their heads down and fighting the battle that the generals needed them to fight.
But feeding back positive suggestions when you could read something in a specific area. And it was really good to see the generals standing shoulder to shoulder together.
And now it's the moment of glory for Mike and Eric. They're going to show you how it really happened. Have a look at this.
Do you want to come around here, guys? Yeah. And I can get round to be Hannibal.
All right. Give me my legions back.
Like you, I want to be winners. Well, the first thing that happened was the night before. Hannibal's younger brother was sent out, and he put the ambush there. Pretty much where you put it, we think. 1,000 of his elite Numidian cavalry. They were absolute crack troops. They could make their horses lie down. And 1,000 infantry, crack hand-picked men. And they were hidden. There's vegetation there. He got them hidden. The next day,
first thing in the morning, where are the Romans? The Romans have been on the march. They're in a Roman marching fortress. They're all tucked up in their beds behind palisades and sentries. They feel safe, napping quietly. And what does Hannibal do to get them out to fight?
He sends yet more of his elite Numidian cavalry. They go crashing and splashing across the river, and they taunt them. They don't have to engage. They're javelin men. They throw javelins from their horses. So they taunt them and lure them. They can't resist it. We draw them. We retreat. We taunt them and tease them back across the river. Come on, Rome.
So the Romans are going to fight now. They've been woken up, they've been shaken out of their beds, they're going to come out here and they're going to fight.
We start moving forward. What both sides do is they throw out their skirmishers. It's a classic thing with ancient warfare. You get skirmishers and they kind of keep each other busy, creating a screen while we both do our deployments. We put our cavalry on either wing and we guard our flanks with our elephants. These chaps pretty much cancel each other out and retire back.
Retire back onto the flanks. And the Romans cross the river, and they're going to do that in their ranks, and who cares how they do it. They come up to this side of the river. They've got a large block of legionary infantry in the center.
We come up towards them.
To either side of each legion, they have their wings of allies, and then they have their pretty much crap Roman horse out on their flanks.
Can I borrow your rake?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, because what we then do is we use both our cavalry simultaneously to come around the wings and crash into their cavalry there. Simultaneously, our main line of infantry are coming in to the Romans.
I felt you needed applause there. Excellent.
Feel free anytime you need.
It's all going very pear-shaped for most of the Roman army except those 4 legions. Legions 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to push right through the center of Hannibal's army. They're going to remain in close order, their heads held high, their banners carried before them, march right through Hannibal's army.
Our elephants are sitting on these guys, stopping them turning around, they're stomping them down, closing them down, and tarantara, at the right moment, here come the ambush. Surprise, gotcha.
At this point, the Roman heavy foot decides that this is a battle they want no more part of. Retaining their order, they march to the nearest Roman fortification and hunker down to fight another day. And what's left on the field is a massacre. And it is a sad, sad day for Rome.
That's how it was done. What do you think? You did it better?
Yeah.
We did it differently.
An interesting difference is that you guys killed a whole lot of Romans, and it could be that you'd have killed enough Romans to end the war early.
You were all absolutely marvellous.
Yeah, you really were.
Champagne and flowers back in the dressing rooms. And if you've proved one thing, you can do improv. Well done. Do you bow now? Do you bow as that works? Well done, well done. That was excellent. Nice victory.
At the real Battle of Trebia, Sempronius Longus survived and returned to Rome claiming he had in fact defeated Hannibal. And Hannibal himself continued an extraordinary military career, pushing the Roman Republic to the very brink of destruction. It took Rome 15 years to master the tactics that would finally bring them victory over Hannibal.
A new series of 7 wonders of the industrial